With no hint of regret or self-pity, Jason said, "I wanted to be a soldier since I was a little boy. Though his body was broken, his spirit was strong." His courage typifies that of America's all-volunteer force. This year marks 35 years since we transitioned from the draft. Today's volunteers, like Jason, comprise the finest, most professional force the world has ever known. They're the best I've ever seen, as are their families. They have chosen to serve, and they've done it during a time of war. And as good as they are, they cannot do it alone. No one can. We depend on countless support organizations to nourish the resilience and resolve of our troops and their families. Organizations like the Fisher Foundation, the USO, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS, Home Front America, Wounded Warrior Project, and so many others. These community-based support organizations help fill the gaps that still exist between programs and people. One area I need your help in is in communities throughout the land, is to reach out to these families, reach out to these military members, those who've been wounded and the families of the fallen, and ensure that those who've sacrificed so much, have done what their country has asked for them, that they are taken care of for the rest of their lives. It is not for them about disability, it is about ability. It is not for them anything different than it has been, the American dream. They want to raise a family, they'd like to send their kids to school, they'd like an income or two in the family, and they'd like to own their home. How we can help so many who sacrificed so much is well within reach of this great nation. I do travel all over the country and all over the world, visiting our troops, engaging the public, speaking to service organizations. And I am convinced that there is a sea of goodwill out there, made up of people, places, programs, all eagerly seeking and serving those in need. Our challenge, however, lies in connecting these programs, not only to those who need help, but to each other. And you're doing that. And we must make these connections every single day on a regular basis, and indeed, in many ways, better than we are doing today. That is why Service Nation is so important. That's why you're so important. And I hope that in addition to service, that you're also all great recruiters for those who will also serve. Service Nation demands service leaders. Leaders who can identify disparate efforts and unite them. And this audience is proof positive. It matters not whether you're young or mature, wealthy or of humble means, a combat veteran or a community volunteer. All you need is a passion to serve. And America wants to serve, Americans want to serve. It's in our DNA, it's in our blood. I also happen to be at the leading edge of the baby boomer generation. Some of you might know how old that makes me. But baby boomer generation is retiring, has reaped in so many ways the benefits of this great nation. And we are a wealth of talent and resources. I want to encourage my generation to reach out and continue to serve throughout the land and throughout the world. So much has already been done, and I understand that. Flying into New York this morning, I caught a glimpse of the USS Intrepid, moored here on the Hudson. I can't think of that ship without thinking of the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. And this was a fund that was used to build the Intrepid Center, a rehabilitation center, world-class rehabilitation center in San Antonio for our wounded warriors. It was there, with the support of his wife Brianna and son Nathan, that Major Jason Wagner received not only a new leg, but a new lease on life. When asked to describe his sacrifice, Jason said, "I didn't lose my leg to this war. I lost it in support of the soldiers on my left and on my right, and I'd do it again 100 times." For us, there are 100 other things we can do, even more, to better serve those in need. I can't do it alone, you can't do it alone, but together we can. How we do this: getting involved, serving, leading. So many of those who serve in the military today, particularly our younger generation, their parents serve. I talk to them all the time about why they came in. And so many of them talk to me about their father, their mother, their aunt, their uncle, somebody close to them who served. Taking that certainly to a much broader area of service in every area that we need it is very powerful. This is our call to action. And I believe that history will look upon us as a generation who not only heard that call, but answered it. We are a rich nation. We have resources, and particularly financial resources. But our most important resource, and where we are richest, is in our people. And we need to take advantage of that, as you clearly are. And I can't say how much I appreciate the fact that you are doing that. And our most precious resource is our time. And giving that time is what is needed throughout America. Yesterday, and I mentioned the memorial that I participated in Washington. And there were many moments, and having been in the Pentagon that day when the plane hit us, and watching the response to it, there were many moments then that come flooding back, and certainly did yesterday. And many moments yesterday that reminded me of the strength of our country, the response. From the reading of the names out loud of the 184 who died, to those who stood on top of the Pentagon, of that flag, same group yesterday, playing taps that represent the resolve of our country. And in the end, when we all stood and everyone sang "God Bless America," and in that time while singing, everybody was waving those flags that we all had in our hands. As we did then, we did yesterday. And I want to encourage everybody to keep singing, keep waving, and keep serving. Thank you.